guys, it's me, and today I'm here with a new video for you guys. And as you guys can tell, I am in a new spot. I'm here in my computer room. This is going to be one of the new places I'm going to be filming at. Well, actually, I used to film in here all the time when I first got this camera, but then I moved into filming in my bedroom, and then I moved into the dining room, and now I'm back here. But I'm not going to be filming in here for every single video. What? But I'm not going to be in here for every single video. I'm just going to be in here for like talking and topic related videos. I'll get into that once I do my announcement video that I'm planning on doing soon. So yeah. But anyways, let's get on to the task at hand, and that is today I am doing the horror movie tag. I was tagged by Baby Doll Noir to do this tag earlier this month, and I'm finally getting around to doing it. And actually by the time this video gets up, it's going to be August, as it's right at the end of July, so yeah. But anyways, this is the horror movie tag. I did this tag about 2 years ago, but I've seen a lot more horror films since then, so it makes sense to like come back to it and redo it. And also Baby Doll Noir, she added 2 questions to the tag. I think it was 2. I can't remember. But she added some extra questions to it. There's some new stuff to probe me about when it comes to horror movies. Recently, I've been rekindling my love for horror movies recently because a lot of the movie channels on TV have been showing a lot of horror movies lately that I've never seen before and that I've been wanting to see, or they seem interesting, so I've decided to watch them. And it's kind of weird that I'm making a video about horror films and I'm wearing a shirt with cats on it. Alright, so let's go ahead and head on into this tag now, shall we? I think my favorite scary movie would probably have to be Aliens, because whenever it comes on TV, or if I just want to watch a movie and I don't know what I want to watch, it's generally Aliens that I think about when it comes to like what I want to watch. It's really good. It's my favorite of the whole entire like franchise. Aliens is first, then comes Alien Resurrection, then Alien 3, and then Alien. The first one, it's good, but it's like all build up, no action for majority of the film. So that's why it's like last. But the rest of them, absolutely amazing. Another favorite scary movie, The Cave. The Cave is a really good one. I love The Cave. Like I mentioned before, The Cave is one of my favorite horror films. It's so good. It's so good. It's a claustrophobic horror film, and I don't tend to like claustrophobic horror films, but this one is so good. It's so good. Think of it as if The Descent, Leviathan, I think that's what it's called, and Alien all came together and had a baby. That is essentially what The Cave is. And it's really good. I highly encourage you all to see it. And then let's see, Leviathan, that's a really good one. I think that's what it's called. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. It's really, really good. It's really fucked up though at parts, and but it's a really good film. I think I would probably have to go with Sigourney Weaver because, I mean, Alien franchise, and I'm really, really excited. Like while we're talking about Alien and everything, I'm really, really, really excited for the 5th installment to come out. Oh my god, I screamed when I found out that they were making a 5th one, because it's just, oh my god, yes! And I also heard that they're working on making a Prometheus 2, and I absolutely love Prometheus. It's not a horror film. Well, I don't know if you would consider Prometheus to be a horror film. It's more of like a adventure film with like horror themes to it. But yeah, Sigourney Weaver. Neve, I think is what her name is. The girl who played Sydney in the Scream series. She's another favorite as well. I just really like her in the Scream film. She's really, really good. And I haven't seen all of them. I haven't seen all of them all the way through. I've seen all of the fourth and all of the third. I've seen the last, I think, half hour of the second, and I've seen, I don't know how much of the first one I've seen because it was so long ago when I first saw the first one. But yeah, but I've seen like the last 30 minutes of the second one and all of the third and all of the fourth recently because like MTV like started like Scream the series, which I haven't yet watched. If any of you guys have seen it, let me know if it's any good in the comments because I'll probably watch it if you guys say that it's good. So yeah. Oh, and also I can't wait for the Fox series Scream Queens to come out. I'm really excited for that. So yeah, I'm really, really excited for Scream Queens because it's kind of like, it just seems like such a fun show because it's gonna be a horror comedy and I love horror comedies. So yeah. But anyways, getting back on course, yeah, my favorite Scream Queens definitely. I think her name is Neve Campbell. I think Sigourney Weaver. So yeah, both of them too. I love comedy horror films. I just do. Like, I love cheesy horror films because it's like, I like it when a horror film, it's like scary, but at the same time it's like there's enough room to add a decent amount of humor into it as well. And it's just, I don't know, I just love things like that. Like there's this one movie, I can't remember the name of it, but I really want to see it, and it's about these kids that are, they get lost in the woods and there are these two rednecks out in the woods, and the kids think that like the two rednecks are like serial killers, and the kids keep dying in freak accidents, like accidentally caused by their own ignorance to the fact that these two rednecks are innocent people and they're just trying to help them out. I really want to see that movie so badly. I love sci-fi horror films so much because it's like the Alien franchise, the Cave. See, I really like the Blob, like the 80, I think it was like the 89 remake, I think is what that remake came out. When they made the remake for it. I don't know. I think it was 89. I love that version a lot better than the original, because with the remake they upped it up big time, and it's really good. If you're into like really intense horror films, I guess you could say like it's a body horror film. So if you're really into those kinds of horror films, I highly recommend the remake of The Blob. I don't know if you would consider it to be sci-fi horror, but I really like Into the Mist. That's a really good one. It's really intense and it's really fucked up though, so if you haven't seen it, be prepared. Let's see, I also really enjoy werewolf movies. I really like werewolf movies. I prefer werewolf movies over vampire movies any day. Like Cursed, American Werewolf in London, Dog Soldiers, Wolfman. I haven't seen the original, I've only have seen the remake. But I really want to see the original though. And there's another, the Ginger Snaps franchise. I haven't seen the first one yet though, and technically the Ginger Snaps franchise isn't werewolves, they're Wendigos, but it's practically like the folklore centered around the Ginger Snaps franchise mainly leans over to werewolves. So yeah. And then branching off of like Wendigo and everything, I just saw the other day, I saw a horror film called Ravenous. Holy fucking shit. That movie is so good, but it's really fucked up. Folklore for Ravenous is it doesn't have anything to do with like monsters or anything. It just has to deal with like primal instincts and leans more closely to Native American folklore than like the monstrous folklore. Those are just a couple of like sci-fi horror films that I can put out there to you guys, and that obscure one for Ravenous. I wanted to put that out there because God, it's a good movie. Another genre of horror films that I really like are slasher films. I don't know why I really like them, but I'm extremely picky with them. because there's some, like, certain things have to be met in order for me to like a slasher film, because there are some slasher films out there that are like cult favorites amongst people, like Halloween and Friday the 13th. Me personally, I don't like neither of those franchises because they're just so boring to me. It's just, I just can't get into them. I've tried watching them. I've tried watching the different films and everything, and it's like I've even tried watching the remakes and I just can't get into them. So sorry about it. I Know What You Did Last Summer. I haven't seen those films in a while. The second one is my favorite of like the first two. I haven't seen the third one because actually no, scratch that. I've seen the end of the third one and it was absolutely ridiculous. Still Know What You Did Last Summer is my favorite, like I said. And part of the reason why it's my favorite is because like a black person lives, because black people, they always die, and they die in the worst ways possible. And seeing Brandy surviving, just like, it was like, praise Jesus, hallelujah, they finally live. And it's just, it's nice to see, like she could have easily died, and they made it seem as if she did die, but in the end she didn't. And for that, I thank you. My Super Psycho Sweet 16, I loved that movie. It was a MTV original movie, I think, and it was so good. I haven't seen it in forever, and I really want to see it again because it's such a good movie. So good. The death scenes in it are awesome, and it's really good. The second one was okay. The second one was okay. The Sitter. That's a really, really, really good one. It's pretty fucked up though, and it has another name, but I can't remember like this other name of it. But I'll have it up on the screen. And would you consider monster movies to be a subgenre, or would you consider them to be sci-fi? Probably like possession and paranormal films. I mean, I'll watch them. I mean, there are some good ones out there. It's just that it's very repetitive. It's very, very repetitive. And it just, it gets old after a while, and it gets old really, really quickly. And if I'm leaning over a little bit weird, it's because I'm petting my dog. Like, he's like dying for attention right now. I do like some vampire horror films, but at the same time, it's like, not really, because like sometimes when they're like, oh, it's a vampire horror film, some of them are just like, they're not that great. But then there's some like 30 Days of Night, like the first one, the second one, oh no, a remake for what's it called, Fright Night. Like, that one was really good. I really enjoyed that. I was actually shocked at how much I actually enjoyed that film. But the one genre that I can never watch, well, I say I can never watch, I'll watch them, but I'll only watch them if they're like coming on TV, like say like Sci-Fi Channel or something like that, and there's commercials in between. That is the only time that I'll watch them, and those are torture films. The idea of human beings torturing other human beings, like, it just, it baffles me and it disturbs me so much. Like slasher films and like monster films, I'm perfectly fine with, because the people are killed instantly. But in torture porn films, it's like they're being tortured, and the torture scenes go on for a while before the person is finally killed, and it's like I can't deal with that shit. I can't deal with it, and I can't handle it. Either Sigourney Weaver or Neve Campbell, because either which way I'm gonna live. If I were to ever be in like a horror film, I would be that bitch that would be like as soon as shit starts to go down, I'm out. Like, yeah, I'm gonna get banged up a good bit and traumatized, but at least I'm still alive. Probably Xenomorphs. Yeah. I know a lot of you guys are out there probably thinking like, no, we want you to say psycho killers, but honey, like, it's so hard for me to pick from psycho killers. Christine, it's just, she's just a bad horror villain. Like, she's a woman whose spirit has possessed a car, and she has jealousy problems, and she makes her drivers fall in love with her, and she falls in love with like the men who drive her, and then she just starts killing people. this is really bad. Because it's like, I really haven't seen any bad horror films. Because if I hear that a horror film is like really bad, I don't watch it. But it's like, but at the same time, I don't know if they mean like bad as in like it's intentionally bad horror film, or if they mean like it's bad as in it's bad. Oh my god, there are so many of them. Oh my god. Like pretty much any slasher film. But for me personally, the two that are overhyped for me, and I've already mentioned this already, Halloween and Friday the 13th. Like everyone raves about those movies, saying like they're the best things ever, and I'm over here like literally I fall asleep watching those movies. Like they put me to sleep. They do not intrigue me whatsoever. There are a lot of them. I really like watching like, I'm the kind of person I really like watching like underrated films. I love playing underrated games. I love listening to underrated bands. I love anything underrated. And no, I'm not trying to be like hipster and being like I liked this before it was cool. No, I just tend to like these kinds of things because the material is fresh and tends to be very original. Just over here like, what? Like I don't know if they're underrated or if just none of my friends know about this franchise, but the Mimic series, really, really good franchise right there. With most insects, they're able to mimic their predators, and for the Mimic series, mutant insects in the Mimic franchise, their predator is man. So they are able to mimic humans. So yeah, it's a really, really fucked up series. Like a lot of children get killed, and they show you them getting killed. So if you don't like seeing children dying, you probably won't like the Mimic series. And also if you don't like bugs, you probably won't like the series either. Leviathan, that's an underrated film. Or at least I'm guessing it's underrated because like I saw it on like the Indie Movie Channel. And I'm guessing the same thing goes for Ravenous as well because it was on the Indie Movie Channel. Infestation, like that one, that's a comedy horror film right there at its best, and it's so ridiculous and so funny and so cheesy, but it's pretty fucked up at times, and I absolutely love it. It's really good. They play it on Sci-Fi Channel a lot, so whenever like a bug movie comes out, keep an eye on Sci-Fi Channel because more than likely they'll play it. Sitter, that's a really good one. Not that many people know about. I've only have seen it once, and the one time that I saw it, it was on Sci-Fi Channel, and I saw it on there once, and I've never seen it ever since. And that movie was fucking awesome. It was so good, and it's just like I've only seen it that one time, and it has a second name, but I can't remember the name of it. Like I mentioned before, like I'll put up like the second name of it up on the screen. It's an obscure horror film, and I haven't seen it in a long time, and that is Cradle of Fear. It's the movie, also known as the Cradle of Filth movie, because it stars like members of the band Cradle of Filth from like the early days. That movie, it's from what I remember, it's really good and it's really fucked up, but it's very like obscure out there. Not that many people know about it. Mainly people who do know about it are like fans of Cradle of Filth, and yeah. Oh, Darkness Falls. That's another obscure one. That's a really good one. It's a really good one. It's about an evil tooth fairy. I know that sounds really weird, but it's so good. It's so good. And I don't know if you would consider Eight-Legged Freaks a horror film either, but that's a really good one too. It's a very cheesy, slightly self-aware comedy horror film, but it's absolutely good. Yes, I do. I love Scary Movie, Scary Movie 2, Scary Movie 3. Scary Movie 4 was okay, and I haven't seen Scary Movie 5 yet. I really want to see it though. Because, like, I want to see it mainly because of that sassy, like, security system. That's one of the main reasons why I want to see it. And also Ashley Tisdale is in it. and I haven't seen her in a while, so I want to see it because of her and that sassy security system. I guess you could say that that redneck movie that I talked about orally. Wow. I guess you could say that redneck horror film that I talked about earlier could be like a horror spoof film, and then that other like one from like Comedy Central with the guy calling that girl Penelope. Like I guess you could say those are like horror spoofs, but yeah, but everyone knows of the Scary Movie franchise, and I love them to death. I love them to death. I think my favorites are probably like Scary Movie 1 and Scary Movie 3. I do like Scary Movie 2 because it's like my favorite scene from Scary Movie 2 is definitely when Brenda gave Cindy a reality check about the skeleton. That was my favorite part of that whole entire movie. But Scary Movie 1 and Scary Movie 3, they always have me dying and cracking up, like from start to finish. Let's see, almost every single death scene in Into the Mist was pretty gross to me. The effects that they used, like the CGI and the practical effects that they used in, were just really, really insane. It's just really intense and just gross. Grossest death scene from that movie was definitely the spiders. The guy who had like the spiders infested inside of his body. Oh my god! No! No, bitch. No. That death scene right there. Oh. 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 I haven't seen the original version of this film, but I have seen the remake. And that is Night of the Demon. I know in the original version, Angela, she's dancing to Bauhaus, but in the remake for Night of the Demons, Angela, she dances to Black Number One by Typo Negative. And it's not really like, it's not like how in the original version, because I have seen the clip from the original version of her dancing. It's not really like her like dancing, like actually dancing. It's really just her like, her and this other girl, who, one of the girls that dressed up as a slutty cat. I can't remember her name, but she was the one who actually like went into it and actually looked the best of the two slutty cats, like going in circles, and then and the slutty cat, she realized, like, she looks down and she notices that they're floating. She's like, what the fuck? Oh my god, Angela, what are you doing? She looks up and Angela's face turns into the demon, and then Angela bites her face off and spits it out on the floor. Okay, even though I haven't seen this movie, or at least I've only have seen the ending of it, the Alone in the Dark soundtrack, it's like the movie based off the video game, and I've heard that it's really bad, but still I really want to see it because of the soundtrack. But the soundtrack is pretty epic. I know for a fact that there are two songs on the soundtrack that I absolutely love, and those are Wish I Had an Angel by Nightwish and Synthetic Generation by Death Stars. Yeah. Let's see, there's Dimmu Borgir, Fear Factory, In Flames, Machine Head, Soilwork, Lacuna Coil, Nightwish, I Wish I'd Had an Angel, Cradle of Filth, Arch Enemy, and I think the Cave soundtrack too. Let me pull that up because I know the Cave soundtrack is on iTunes, and I know there are bands on that soundtrack that I know and love. Yeah, the soundtrack for the Cave is like really good because it's got like a whole bunch of like metal bands in it and everything. Like let's see, I'm just gonna name like the bands that are on it that I recognize: Bleeding Through, Lacuna Coil, Trivium, and Nightwish. I'm a little bit thrown off that the Nightwish song that's on the soundtrack is Nemo. Yeah, not really sure if this counts, but the soundtrack to Repo the Genetic Opera. It's a musical, but it's a horror musical. Same thing goes for The Devil's Carnival. Don't know if it counts either, but it's a horror musical as well, which I'm really, really excited for the second one. I'm so excited. It's been so long. It's been so long since they like originally announced that they were making the second one, and I'm so, so, so excited. I haven't seen either like Repo the Genetic Opera or The Devil's Carnival in a while. I need to watch them again because they're both amazing. Okay, I'm gonna do a guy and a girl. The guy, El Rey from Planet Terror. Yes. Yes. And then for girl, Rose McGowan from Death Proof. I don't know what it is, but she looks so friggin' gorgeous in that movie. I don't know what it is, but Rose McGowan looks absolutely gorgeous and so divine in Death Proof. Well, up until she died, but yeah, but while she was still alive, yeah, she looked absolutely gorgeous. And not to mention, she looked very sexy in Planet Terror as well. I mean, like, what's not sexy about a stripper? And also, I mean, like, she had a fucking, like, what was it, like an AK-47 attached to her leg? Is that what that gun was? I don't know. I know at the end of the movie she had a Gatling gun attached to her leg, so yeah. But yeah. I have a thing for Rose McGowan, so yeah. Pretty much majority of the whole entire cast, like the main cast I should say, for Final Destination 5. Cause I can't watch that movie without crying. Like, I haven't been able to finish it because I was bawling after the first person's alternate death happened. Because it's just like, the character development is so good in it, and the characters are so likable, and it's just like, I started crying after she died, and I was like, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this. So, yeah, pretty much the whole entire cast of Final Destination 5. Now, there are some, like, cast members that I don't feel any sympathy for, like Dennis, like the people's boss, and that one guy who like died in the who died in that like massage place. Like, both of them I don't give two shits for, but everyone else I can't. Like, I've seen all the death scenes online, but I haven't been able to watch the movie itself all the way through. Because it's just like, it's just too much of an emotional train wreck for me. For me, it is Alien franchise. I love the Alien franchise. I even like Alien vs. Predator. The first one isn't really a horror film. It's mainly just like a really like intense action film. But the second Alien vs. Predator film, holy mother of hell. Oh girl! Alien vs. Predator is like, the predators are just there because like they're there to take out the aliens because that's what they're supposed to do. It's like part of their training. Like, you're the last human alive here, I'm gonna make you my protege. Like, it's just like, you're not supposed to help people, but whatever. And then, but in the second one, like, the aliens are here fucking shit up. The alien predator hybrid is fucking shit up and fucking people up literally. And then like the predator is just here to clean shit up, and it doesn't give a fuck as to who gets in its way. If you're in its way, you're gonna fucking die. Xenomorph's predator, because I don't know the proper name of his race. The Blob, the creatures from the Leviathan, the creature from Slither, Ghostface, Freddy Krueger, Colonel Ives from Ravenous, creatures from the Cave, Jennifer from Jennifer's Body, the insects from Mimic, the vampires from 30 Days of Night, and Ginger from Ginger Snaps. So yeah, that's it for my redo of the horror movie tag. I got a shitload of editing to do because I didn't bother pulling up the questions somewhere else online, and I just watched like Baby Doll Noir's video to get the questions. So yeah, this is like nearly 2 hours worth of footage, but it's going to get reduced to maybe about 20 minutes worth of video. So yeah, y'all bitches are lucky. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this. I had a lot of fun doing it. I'm not going to tag anyone, but if you want to do this, by all means go ahead and do so. And yeah, and I'll be sure to link Baby Doll Noir's channel down below because she's a real cool chick. So definitely go check her out. And yeah, if you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit subscribe, and also don't forget to hit that like button because it'll help me out a lot. All my links are down in the description box below, and until I see you guys in my next video, whenever that may be, goodbye.